Hello and welcome to the Canaries Chat podcast. My name is Luke and I'm here with my co-host Chris. We'll be talking all things Norwich City. Another quite hectic week already for Norwich. It's a lot's gone on and England have been on. Kit's now out. A few transfer rumours. We've had a fan forum as well. There's a lot to crack on in today's episode. And stay tuned to find out the winner of the giveaway of the new Norwich City top. But as always, Chris, how are you, my man? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm tip top. I'm very, very good. Should we crack on?
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Lovely. So, as always, we start the podcast with the shout out to the winner of the question. I say winner, it's not really a winner, it's just whoever got the right answer. So the last question that we ended the pod on was what year did Norwich start playing at Carrow Road? The correct answer was 1935, and the winner again was the Swats. So well done, the Swats, whoever you are. I'm not sure. But if you guys get involved, leave a comment on the Spotify, you could be within a chance of getting a shout out on the pod. So everyone's a winner. So England, it's we're still in it. God knows how. If I remember rightly, Chris, I think you actually predicted the game correctly.
I did. I predicted England win on penalties. It went, I don't think, kind of unsurprisingly the way that everyone thought it would go. We went behind, and that's when we started making those changes. I think there was that stat around us making the least changes in the before the 62nd minute or the 66th minute in the whole tournament. I think we could all see we were screaming out for some sort of change in regards to how we were approaching the game. Swiss took kind of the game by the horns, made those changes first, got that goal, and it was just we were just very reactive, I think. And after watching that Spain France game, if we somehow beat the Netherlands, the game against Spain is worrying me, to put it lightly.
Yeah, no, I agree. The when Switzerland scored and Mbolo scored that goal, I thought that was it. I thought that's us out because I didn't see us coming back from that game whatsoever, especially the time that they scored as well. Was it 75 minutes or so, something like that?
Yeah, it's around that.
I just thought, oh, that's it. But credit to the boys. They came back. Saka, what a game he had at right wing back, weirdly. Um, some finish that was as well. And the changes that Southgate did make when he did make them were positive. We looked so much better, didn't we, as a team when he did make those changes. I'm not sure he's going to set up against Netherlands. I'm hearing though that he is deciding to keep Trippier in the team and not start Luke Shaw.
I still, well, he says Luke Shaw's fit, but I don't know how you can be match fit by not playing. I don't think he's played since February, I think. So I'd, I'm still bemused by Saka playing right wing back and Trippier playing left wing back. That made zero sense to me, but we went through. I just want to shout out Jordan Pickford. What a man.
Yeah,
Best England goalkeeper ever. The fact that he can turn around and give Shaqiri a little cheeky thumbs up and a wink after he's just tried to score from a corner in like that pressure situation. Just love the bloke. I think he's so slept on. I think people just go, oh, he plays for Everton. Like he can't be that good. And people say, oh, well, he just steps up for England, but he is consistently week in week out a very good goalkeeper. And I think Everton would have been relegated a fair while ago if it weren't for Pickford. So I'm just seeing my praises for him. I know he did a saving the penalty shootout, so he is getting a bit more attention than usual. But I think I said at the start, like away from the podcast when the tournament started, to you and a few others, I think he is my favourite England player, just for the vibes.
yeah, fair enough. People go on about the save. Fair enough. Such a poor penalty, though. It was awful. It was an
Yeah.
awful penalty.
Have they changed the rules on penalties? Because the stutters that I've seen, I know it's like you can't come to a full stop. So many stutters. not just in our shootout, where like it is basically them stopping and it's all okay. But yeah, it wasn't. I always think like with the penalties, if keeper goes the right way, that's like the test of if it's a good penalty. People say, "Oh,
Yeah,
it's a good penalty if the keeper dives the wrong way," but 9 times out of 10, it's the right height. Yeah, that's why I think like Saka's and things like that, where it was just side netting. Tony's as well was very good. I mean, I know that's been talked about a lot, but yeah, onwards and upwards. Netherlands scare me, but I think they can be got at. I think they've got that they will concede, but it's just what how we set up and what we do going forwards. I think it's in our hands.
yeah. No, I agree. Netherlands will be a tough test for us. I'm really not sure how that will go. Again, I don't think it will be a walk in the park like everyone's making it out to be. Obviously, they're a good team. Look how far they got. They're in the semi-finals for a reason. They're not bad at all. Whoever he starts up front, I can see him having a difficult game against Van Dijk at the back. Gakpo's hit a little bit of form. Obviously, they got Xavi Simons in there as well, who's a baller as well. So I think it'll be difficult. I'm excited as always. I'd love to get to another final. That'll look really good on Southgate's CV. I know everyone doesn't really like him at the moment, but what he's done for England has been superb. We'll just wait and see. But Spain awaits the winner. I don't think England or Netherlands are beating Spain in that final. If I'm
No.
honest, I think that's theirs for the taking. But you never know. You've seen weird things happen.
Yeah, it'll
Anything can
come
happen in the final. What are
exactly.
your what are your predictions for England Netherlands?
I think it will be 2-1 Netherlands. I think they'll go 1-0 up. We'll score, we'll equalise, and then we'll sit back a bit and we'll concede again. I think Gakpo is too much of a threat for us at this point in time. They'll get at us, and that's our issue, and we won't get at them. And I think it sounds weird with Van Dijk, De Ligt, Frimpong, Dumfries, Ake. I just don't think cohesively their defence is amazing, and you've got to take like the Paul Lambert esque attitude of if they score three, we'll score four, and that'll never happen under Southgate. I think he'll try and keep it as close as possible, but just have a sneaky feeling that they'll just have enough to edge past us. But I hope I'm wrong, and the next pod we're talking about us, but it'll be us winning the Euros, hopefully by the next pod.
So I really don't know. My only concern with England is so many of them players in there are just on burnout. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah,
2 games where we played 120 minutes. Bellingham is one of them. He's such a good player. I love him. He's fantastic. He's world class, but he hasn't actually had a break yet. He's come from the Champions League final straight to the Euro camp. He's played nearly every single game, 120 minutes both games. I just feel like a lot of them players are just on burn down at the minute. It's been so much for them, and I know they're professional footballers. I know they're trained to do this and stuff, but I think you could tell in some of their performances that they're just not where they probably want to be. And I think the Netherlands team look probably a little bit more sharper than us. I'm gonna go 1-0 Netherlands. I don't think we'll score, and I think that'll be our journey over. But hope we're wrong, my man. I hope we get to a final again. Would be good. But let's leave that little England segment there and move on to Norwich. Again, that's why we're all here. So, yesterday was a Norwich City fan forum at the Forum in Norwich, and it consisted of Zoe Webber, Thorup, and Ben Napper. So, from what I've seen, there's been some really good points discussed, and I think there's a lot there that some of the Norwich fans were getting quite excited about. So, we'll start off with him, Thorup, may I say, speaking about how he wants Norwich to play next season, and him basically talking about wanting to keep the ball, being a little bit risky, being more attacking where he can. How do you feel about that?
I'm absolutely all for it. I think I remember seeing someone pull up stats from his last team, and they're realistically like the fourth best team in Denmark after Copenhagen, Brøndby, and is it Midtjylland, I think? And they out basically stat wise. I know it's not all based on stats, but I think it was possession one in the opposition's third. They were
Mm,
the highest. Passes in the opposition's third,
yeah.
highest, and touches in the opposition's box. They're the highest. I
Wow.
mean, I don't don't think you can ask for much more. I think it's how long does that kind of take to mould into kind of Norwich City. So I think the issue at the moment is we've still got a fair few of the old players that some of them adapted to Farker, so there's no reason why they can't adapt to Europe. But we've also got to remember that first season under Farker wasn't outstanding. But we could see where we were going and we could see the direction the team were moving. And I think Thorpe will get that same kind of backing from the fans that actually we can now buy into this philosophy. Yes, we may lose a couple of games 2-3-0 because we've just kind of got caught and our tactics haven't maybe suited that team or the championship. But you get those free passes when you play a certain way. And I think with Norwich City fans, I think obviously we want to win every game, but that doesn't always happen. But I think certain clubs expect a certain style of play, and I think Norwich are one of those. I think we've been spoilt with it over the years with Lambert, Farker, and managers like that that play that attacking, free flowing football. The mantra that I've mentioned earlier: if you score 2 goals, we'll score three. And if that's kind of the attitude that he brings, I think he'll definitely have time. But I think it's just a really exciting time to be a Norwich City fan at this point.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think Thorpe wants a style which the fans can buy into, and I think at the moment he's saying all the right things, isn't he? I think a lot of the fans at the moment are really, really excited from the comments that he's already said, and no one's even said anything in practice. So he's definitely saying the right things at the moment. He clearly has a vision, and he clearly has his identity on how he wants to set a team up and how he basically manages a team. And like you say, I think that we as a club the last 2 years have lacked that. And what I
Yeah,
mean by that is lacked knowing the direction on where the club wants to go and what the strategy is and what we want to achieve as a club. Under Smith and Wagner, I just kind of felt a little bit lost. I didn't really know what the plan was, but I think from what Thorpe said and Napa, I think there's a clear sense of direction with Norwich at the moment, and I think that helps fans a lot, knowing where we want to be and what we want to do. Because without knowing, that's when the cracks start to form and people start to get a little bit annoyed because they just don't know what the direction is going in. So I think they formatted themselves really, really well yesterday. Um, I think Zoe Webber even mentioned about a potential expansion on Carrow Road as well.
yeah. I think it was kind of talked about that nothing's gonna happen as of yet, but they're exploring all options. But I think linking back to it, I think Ben Napper deserves a bit of credit as well. I know he came in early, and everyone thought he's coming in early to get rid of Wagner, which I think everyone wanted to happen. And I don't think there was many people that would have been against it. We were still fighting for playoffs at that point, as in like we had enough of the season to regain points. But I think he deserves a bit of credit of actually holding his nerve a little bit, getting the manager that he wanted rather than kind of a knee jerk reaction. He's clearly had Thorpe in his mind for a very long time. And I think it then links back to his interviews that, again, he maybe got a little bit of stick over. because
Yeah.
it wasn't being implemented about the football that he wants to play. He wants to play possessive, attacking, free flowing football. And we were watching Wagner week in, week out and going, well, we can't see this. And I suppose that's the kind of naivety of football fans that want instant results when actually behind the scenes he was making sure that people were going to the right places, tapping up Thorpe by the sounds of it for quite a few months from what Thorpe said, and allowing basically Napper to start building his vision and not Webber's kind of leftovers. So I think Napper deserves credit as well for holding his nerve, not doing any jerk reaction, which a lot of us wanted, and getting the man in that he's been tapping up for a while.
Yeah, definitely. And it's it's something to look forward to, isn't it? He really came across well in that forum yesterday. And like I said, I think it's got a lot of fans excited for the season to come, which is great. One of the main talking points yesterday at the forum was Adam Ida. He's, like we spoke about, been linked with a move to Celtic, and from what we understand, Norwich City rejected an initial bid of about 4 million from Celtic. I believe they're looking at about 6 billion. The comments that Thorpe said yesterday about Ida was really interesting, and if I read between the lines, basically saying that him and Napa really rate him as a player, and basically said that he should have a fair chance, and sometimes it's the environment that needs fixing, not the player.
Mm.
And that from what I had said, I didn't go to the forum. That made the fans quite happy, and I think there's applause to it as well from the comments that were said about Ida. Funnily enough, or not funnily enough, 10, 15 minutes before it had happened, news came to light that Ida had handed in, well, not handed in, but asked to leave Norwich in the summer. So, what what do you make about that whole situation?
I think it's a very tricky one to kind of navigate because you, you're not going to have like Napper and Thorpe come out and say he's a terrible lad. We don't want him here. At the end of the day, and I think it's just being measured. That there's clearly interest about his availability from Celtic, and there'll be other clubs sniffing around as well. And I think we're just trying to be patient. I think by us saying, you know what, we'd love him to be in our team and we'd love him to be part of the furniture going forward, is basically us saying to any suitor that wants to come and get him that we're not going to be bullied. Like, we will hold out for what we want. And if you don't come in with it, we're fine, we'll keep him. And I think we're fortunate to be in that position. I believe it's, I know there's people saying that Eda said this, Eda said that. A lot of it's normally just kind of Chinese whispers coming back and forth. So whatever's happened, I don't think we'll truly ever know. But I think that's just Norwich showing their hand to say, actually, we don't need to budge on this price. We'll hold out for 6 million or 4 million in add-ons and kind of come and get them if you want them.
So a tactical play, you think, from Norwich?
Yeah, because I just don't think it benefits everyone if we can get more money, but also if Ida feels like, well, actually, if I do stay, like I'm wanted here. But at the end of the day, I don't think he'll be here come August, really.
No. Like we spoke about before, probably best for all parties if he does look to depart, isn't it? Play somewhere where, he likes playing, he's getting a lot of game time, he's doing well in, and I don't think, like we said, he can guarantee minutes this year. So probably best for all parties if he probably does look to depart. But we'll move on to transfers. I do feel like we're talking about the same players quite a lot because there's not really anything to go by at the minute. There's no kind of fresh new transfer news in from Norwich. But again, Gabriel Sara, big talking point again. We'll probably be talking about him for many, many weeks to come. It seems that Roma have pulled out of the chase to sign Sarah because they don't believe that he's worth the asking price of 20 million euros. I personally think he's probably worth a little bit more than that. I'm not sure if I'm missing something. But what do you think? I'm just a little bit bemused by that. Or is it just because they don't have the money to actually afford him?
Yeah, I think it's maybe a little bit of both. I think we said in last week's, they're clearly in the market for a centre midfielder. And was it Lefave, I think they've signed, or I'm not sure on the pronunciation, but they have signed a certain midfielder now. I think the bit for me, and I mean, we did a tweet about it earlier, of like how much do people realistically think Sarah's worth, and we had people coming back saying kind of definitely over 20 million, 20 to 30 million. Someone said 50 million after he wins Player of the Season this season, which is understandable. But you do compare slight outputs of other players that have got big moves, like Hutchinson for 20 million. Sarah obviously isn't a homegrown player, so he doesn't have like that homegrown player tax that seems to come along with everything. But everyone seemed to be in the consensus. Even Ipswich fans were replying to us saying like, "I'd take Sarah for 20 million euros." Like, absolutely. But my worry is we've now put a 20 million euro price tag on him. If I was Crystal Palace, what's that, 17, 18 million? I
Yeah.
would be all over that to try and get him to replace like Elise, or if Eze potentially goes, or like he is capable of playing, I think, comfortably mid-table Premier League. And to think we've basically priced him at 18 million, to me, worries me, because if you've priced him at 18 million and you've supposedly, again, it is all hearsay, supposedly said to someone, here you get 18 million, he's yours, why would anyone ever try and pay more than 18 million?
I think we shot ourselves in the foot a little bit with that one, haven't we?
I do personally. I think should have been cards close to the chest and see what Roma come with and take it from there. But I don't run a football club, so I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I would be gutted if he goes for less than 20 million pounds. I think he's way more valuable than that. But like we've been speaking about continuously, Norwich need the money for this rebuild, and I presume 20 million, 18, 19 would do quite a lot for us and what we may need to achieve. So maybe we have to settle for less, for the rebuild to happen. But knowing Norwich and knowing their stubbornness with transfers, I doubt that would happen, and I'd like to think it wouldn't. But hopefully we can offload some of the players to keep some more funds. And I've got a weird feeling we're going to be seeing Sarah and Rowe play for us next season.
I mean, I'd be all over it. Whether that happens, I'm not sure. But I suppose we got a bit more money from Jolis, didn't we? Going to Bruges.
Yeah,
Ida, we get maybe 6 million for. It's them really. Is there anyone else of like value that's going to be going out of the door? Our two biggest assets are Rowe and Sarah. To be fair to Napa, they said we're actually in an all right financial position, and they also mentioned that it's been a quiet transfer window because of the Euros, so it could ramp up massively afterwards. Sarah interest could be ramped up when kind of all players are back to Premier League clubs. Who knows? But I would be over the moon if we had Sarah and Johnny Rowe playing next year.
definitely. And just quickly back on the point of the forum, they said they're actively looking in the market, and a left back is a position that they're prioritising over anything. Obviously, that is just such an obvious answer because we currently don't have a left back
Yeah.
in the squad. So I'd like to think they would be looking at a left back, but it's been a little bit quiet recently, hasn't it? With transfer rumours and things, there's a lot more noise on the outgoings rather than incomings. The only incoming to actually kind of talk about is the young centre back that we have recently just transferred from Notts County. I believe his name, I'm going to completely butcher this name, but his name is Lucien Mahovo, 19 centre back. Seems to be one for the future, doesn't it?
Yeah, I believe he can play left back as well. But
Okay.
someone was saying that going by his comments in his interview, which I haven't heard as of yet, he seems to have like the central defensive midfielder in mind. That's where he wants to build up to. But
Okay.
yeah, it's purely unknown, isn't it? He played one game for Notts County last year, and that was 2 minutes against Forest Green Rovers. So it's an unknown. It's one for the future. I still wouldn't be surprised if we still get two senior left backs, unless they think Montoya can make that step up and be that reserve left back for us.
Yeah, agreed. But we're actively looking, so not much to talk about on that front. Another outgoing, not a player, is Andy Hughes, first team coach. How are you feeling about that one?
It's a tricky one because I don't think he was necessarily a fan favourite.
Not after what
Do
he done on some of the games.
no, but do I think we got better defensively and kind of offensively in corners? I think we did personally. Um, so in that aspect, I do think it's a little bit of a loss, but I imagine Thorpe has someone in mind, or the club has someone in mind that they're going to bring in. I know they've brought someone in for the head of football development. I don't know. I don't know if that necessarily interlinks with then getting someone in for set pieces. I doubt it, but there seems to be changes at the club now. Now Thorpe's kind of in running the sessions, getting the fitness in. I think we're going to maybe see a few more It wouldn't surprise me if we see a few more changes in regards to the backroom staff going forward.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like a massive clear out, isn't it? And I
Yeah,
know obviously Andy Hughes has gone to Leicester. I think it'll be good for him to be with Steve Cooper and obviously back in the Premier League. But it seems to me as kind of a big clear out of the backroom staff at Norwich, and I think Thorpe's clearly asserting his dominance on how he wants his club to be ran, isn't he?
yeah,
So we'll see how it goes. I'll be honest, not really too close with like the first team coaches and the set piece and goalkeeper coaches. I should probably get a little bit closer, but um, you know, I was seeing mixed reactions from this. So wish him all the best, but looking forward to see who we get next. That's really about it for transfers. I haven't really heard anything new. Have you, Chris, about any
no, no,
incomings?
not seen anything. I'm hoping, like as of next week, things start heating up. Then I think, or maybe the week after, like when the European players have had a week or a couple of weeks off and they head back to the clubs and the clubs start assessing whereabouts they are. Um, I'm hoping that's when things will start heating up. But I wouldn't be surprised if we start digging and a few more rumours start coming out.
Yeah. I think trading starts properly quite soon. Obviously, I presume Sarge is on his way back after probably a little holiday and from the USA team. Cordova's now on his way back after losing to Colombia. So I presume training will already fully be in the well, I presume might have started now. I mean, we've got a friendly on Saturday, haven't we, against Northampton, I believe. So,
Yeah, I think there'll
um,
be some lads that'll be back in it. Nunes, Sarge, and Cordova.
yeah,
I think we'll be seeing for a little bit, but
yeah, we'll see. Um, Looking forward to the friendly. I'm not sure if we can watch it anywhere, but looking forward to seeing how we are. I know it's not a really good gauge at this moment, but I'm just excited to have Norwich City back and watching a little bit of football. The on Saturday we will be seeing the debut of the new home kit. It's there's there's a big divide about it, and I feel like it's a little bit like Marmite. Some people really love it, or some people really hate it. I'm in the opinion of I quite like it. I think it's very, very simple, but that's just me. Um, I just think it's neat. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's nice, clean, to the point. The only thing that I haven't seen it in person yet. The only thing I don't really like is like the checkered like pattern on it,
Do you
like the faint
not?
checkered pattern. No, I don't. I just don't really like it. I just don't know why they've done that. If it was just all one kind of yellow color, I think I would like it more. But the checkered thing, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I quite like the checkered. I think that's like the slight unique take on it. I think you're right though. People have basically simplicity can work one of two ways. Kind of can either look really slick or it can just look too basic. I'm in the opinion of it looks slick. I
Yeah,
do get why people say it maybe looks too basic, but from what I've seen when people have actually bought it and in real life, I think the checkers are a little bit more noticeable. So I think that then does provide like another aspect of the kit, but again, it's another aspect that can divide people. Um, but yeah, I quite like it to be fair.
I know I'm probably reading too much into this, but seeing Abu Kamara model the new kit gets me very, very excited.
Yeah, I think. Well, I'm hoping he has a very good season for us. I know we were kind of talking to a few people on X around kind of our youth and what we maybe expect their outputs to be. I'm hoping Kamara is one of the big winners of the season, that he gets his opportunity to shine. Um, I think personally, there's a big space in our wingers and there's a big drop off in our quality of wingers. I think Science and Rowe is very good top two or three championship wingers in regards to like a duo, but I think, and it's no fault of their own, but Fashnat, I just don't think is made for the championship. I just don't think he's got that turn of pace, that physicality to really stamp his kind of authority on a game. I think O'Neill's just not got that cutting edge to either finish or cross that I think like a Borgia has. When he cuts in, you're kind of half expecting it all ready to go in. And I'm just hoping Kamara can kind of start filling that gap of where we are with our first two wingers and then our two backup wingers. I think that's going to be his position in the team, but I think he's going to really shine in it.
Yeah. And if his last season at Portsmouth is anything to go by, then I think we've got a very, very tidy player on our hands that will probably do very, very well next year. He just needs the minutes, doesn't he? So I'm very, very looking forward to seeing him play. But talking about kits, I thought it'd probably be a good little idea to play a little game and do like a tier list of the recent Norwich kits. How does that sound, Chris?
That sounds like a plan, my man.
So we'll do probably from 2008 to 2010. We'll rank them A, B, C, and then the ones that will put an A will then decide, who comes first, second, third, fourth, kind of thing. All right.
Well, why don't we have an S tier? That's what.
All right, we can have an
Yeah.
S tier if you want. We'll have an S tier, A, B, C. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good.
Right. So the first one is the '08 to 10 kit. So it's the one, it's the more of the darker yellow we had, and it has the Aviva sponsor. It's the one that we had when we went up in League One.
Yeah, I personally think it was okay. I think it's
Nothing
one of the,
special, was it?
yeah, I think there's a lot of Aviva ones to get through, but I do,
Yeah,
I do think it kind of nearly fits into the middle of Aviva. So if it was me, I'd probably put it in B tier.
I agree. B tier for that one. It's just down the middle, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not great, it's not bad, it's just down the middle. The next one that we have is the championship winning season. From memory, it was a very fluorescent bright yellow, and it had like kind of had like this the green kind of semicircles going up through the sleeve. I personally think that it was a little bit too bright.
Yeah, I've got a
Um,
thing, and I feel like it's going to come out when we do this, but the fluorescent yellows, not not a thing for me. Uh,
no, I agree. And
I,
the amount of bugs you get on them in the summer isn't great as well.
I think I would put that in C personally.
Yeah, I agree. C for me as well. The next one is 2011 to 2012. It was the first year of error, and it was the year that we went up to the Premier League. So again, sponsored by Aviva, but it had like the white and green kind of V-neck collar to it, and it had like the white and green on the end of the sleeves as well. I think this was a really tidy kit.
I I don't like it.
Really? I thought it
I
was a
don't
really
like
nice
it.
kit.
I
You've
don't I
got to be
don't
joking.
I don't like the V-neck. Like,
Really? I thought it was
yeah,
a nice
big
kit.
big no for the V-neck.
What? I thought it
Um,
was a lovely kit.
I would have put it C.
What?
I, I,
That's definitely an A tier kit.
well, it sounds like it's going in the B tier then.
Yeah, okay. We'll agree
Yeah,
on B then.
I don't I don't like the white overly either. Like I don't like the V-neck. I don't like the white. So
It was a nice kit.
was that the one where the kit promo was? Is that the one when
That's
Zolan drove off on the
Houlihan on
moped?
the little moped, yeah.
Yeah, and Grant Otway.
Yeah, hit him, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
That was the best bit about the kit.
Yeah, and I think I probably need to kind of detract from the fact, like the memories. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean, with the kit from what the actual kit was? Because, that was our first season in the Prem under Lambert, and it was a really good year, and there's a good feel to it. So there's a lot of good memories in that kit. But I guess when you actually look at the kit itself, it's probably not the best that we have had. So I think we should settle on a B for that. Next kit we have is the 2012-13 with the green collar, all yellow, again by Error. I can explain this kit as the Harry Kane kit, if any of you remember that. Um,
For that
I don't.
reason, S tier.
Yeah, S. What the
No,
best?
no.
No, C
Just the
from what
Harry
he
Kane
done.
alone.
I don't really like the kit.
Is that also because of your memories of Harry Kane, or is that just?
No, I just don't like the green collar. I just didn't really like it.
I don't go crazy on it, and it's another quite bright yellow.
See?
I'm happy to put it C. I'm happy.
So the next one's 13-14, and from what I believe to be correct was the one that we got relegated in after our,
Screams Gary
two,
Hooper.
2 year spell that screams Ricky Van Wolfswinkel. Uh, it screams Gary Hooper, and it screams an Alex Tetty banger against Sunderland as well.
Mm.
Um, this was more of a V-neck as well, so I know your opinion is probably already swayed on that. But it was the one with the green sleeves. I think that's probably what it'll be best remembered for, because it had, the green sleeves, Aviva logo, green V-neck. Not a very nice kit, was it? Again,
I prefer it to the other V-neck one though.
seriously?
The disbelief in your voice.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's the green, but
That's
yeah,
what I don't like about it. It's all down to opinion at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
Where would you have put it? C.
I'd put that as C. Yeah.
I would have probably put it a bit. I'm happy to go top of C.
All right. We'll settle for top of C then. That's fair. Um,
We've not
great,
got very
great.
many nice kits at this rate.
No, no, they get better, I promise. Um, great memories with the next one. 14-15 playoff final kit. Green kind of quarter at the top, Aviva logo, nice yellow sleeves, a little bit of green kind of on the end of it. I think this is an A tier kit.
Yeah, I think it's close to an S tier.
I think
But
it's
I
very
think that's
high
memories.
A.
I think that's memories.
Yeah, it
That's,
is. It is a nice kit, to be fair. Very high A. I think it'll probably be the highest of the A's I could imagine.
yeah, that's fine. And what we will do after this as well, I say after this, once the podcast has come out, we'll also put a graphic on of what we decide as well. But
Yeah,
yeah,
so you can probably see it all.
and you can judge us either silently or
Yeah,
by
in the
replying
comments. Yeah,
replying to the tweet.
yeah,
Um,
um, yeah.
yeah,
Then
I'm happy 80.
yeah, defo. The next one I think is one that will probably divide everyone. So it was the year that obviously we went up back in the Prem. It was the half yellow, half green with the Aviva logo in the middle, but the yellow of the Aviva logo going across into the green. Um,
So
horrible.
a fun fact about, because this was the year of the McDonald's kit as well, wasn't it? I believe. Fun fact was when I was at university, the designers of the kit came in because to talk about like marketing, and someone did ask, "Why did you design a kit that makes you look like you work at McDonald's?" And they didn't answer any more questions and left. So
No way.
yeah, so, so yeah, yeah, not great. Controversially, there's just something about this kit that I really want to like, and like I feel like it does drag it up a little bit. I know the box is ugly and shouldn't kind of be there, but I don't know. There's just something about it. But I feel like you're going to say C.
Chris, my man, I don't know where you're getting that from. It's an absolutely woeful kit. It's horrible. It makes no sense whatsoever. The yellow box across everything, just so lazy. The half yellow, the half green at the top is absolutely horrendous. Whenever Norwich ever really had a kit that has actually got more green overall than yellow, it's C. It's the bottom of the bottom. It is awful.
But isn't there like a charm about it that it's so bad it kind of becomes good?
No, it doesn't. It stays at the bottom, and that's C. Moving on. 16, 17.
Right,
Um,
this one's
when
trash.
when we went down, yeah. It wasn't Aviva, it was the Community Fund Aviva one. So it was a little bit of a change to that, and it was our last year with the Aviva logo on there. Again, quite simple. Had a little kind of green rim around the collar. It kind of went down. Um, and not a lot to really say about this kit.
I don't
Um,
like it. It's too fluorescent yellow.
yeah, I mean it's not a bad yellow. It's
I
not too
know.
bad.
I'm not a fan.
Mm,
I'd be putting that straight in C tier.
C tier it
Personally.
is. I
Yeah.
agree. Next one, James Madison,
Yeah.
17, 18. Went to Leo Vegas and had a mini kind of collar, which I didn't mind too much. That other one that I said I didn't like the collar was just way too thick. So it had like a mini collar to it, and it had like the green like line on the sleeve, like yellow kind of arrows going down it. Again, not bad, not great. I would personally say it was a B ticket.
It's bottom of B. If we had like, if you could just imagine that with a Lotus or even a Blakely sponsor, I think it would have been really nice because I
Yeah,
quite like the arms. Like it's very yellow. It's not the fluorescent yellow.
Yeah,
I,
I didn't like the Leo Vegas like red writing on the
yeah,
kits.
it
I think
looks
that ruined it.
smart. Apart from, it's like that Ipswich kit with the like Vegas sponsor. Like a sponsor can just ruin a kit instantly, and that
Agreed.
is, I think that one is like prime example where actually I think with a really nice sponsor that could have gone to like an A, but I'm happy with B.
Yeah, B tier defo. The next one is probably my favourite season ever watching Norwich City. The 18-19 season, we went up under Fark, won the league. Again, Leo Vegas, but it had the kind of retro green, white kind of sparkles across the top. I want to really like this kit because of the season that we had with it, but realistically, it wasn't that great.
Really, I think I did a tweet saying it's one of the most underrated kits we had. I
Even with the bright red Leo Vegas sponsor right in the middle.
I think it would have been an all timer without Leo Vegas on. It's got
But like you just said, a sponsor ruins a kit, and I think
it's
that one did.
it's top of B for me.
Yeah, I'll settle with that.
I would have
Um,
championed for it to go into A, but
should
that's
we go A? Should we go A? Why not? Let's go A.
we'll go bottom. We'll go bottom of A for the time being.
Yeah. And then the next one, I remember at the time being described as like an Australian cricket kit.
Yeah,
It was the Daffer Bet year where it's like the green somehow merging into a yellow. Don't know how that works. And then a little bit of green at the top near the top of the neck as well. Very, very bad memories of this kit.
very
Um,
bad memories, but
all
I
right
don't
kit.
I don't mind the kit. Like I think it was very I think it was more unique than anything that we've had like previously. But I think it worked. Like how dark the green was,
Yeah.
and like the slow fade. Yes, terrible memories. But taking the memories out of it, like I wouldn't be against a top of B, lower end of A, but maybe top of B.
I'll go top of B. I think we've
Because I
got
do
some
think I do
absolute
think the other kit's
worldies
better.
coming up.
I do think the 2018-19's better than that. So yeah, logic says top of B.
Yeah, agreed. Next one is 2020-2021 lockdown season, prime Emi Buendia, prime Timo Pukki. This one goes into S tier for me.
Really?
I think this is probably one of my favourite Norwich kits, bar one of the ones that are coming up.
Oh
But
no.
this one, it's so many good memories. Such a simple kit. It just had a nice collar to it. It's kind of like that one that I like at the top, the V-neck you didn't really like. It had like little white collar on the top. It had
Yeah,
like um it was like fainted stripes, wasn't it? Like yellow and
yeah.
kind of like dark yellow. I absolutely love this kit.
I don't
You
just
wouldn't, would you, Chris?
I just don't like it, and I'm just having a look at pictures of it of like, oh, I know I can't even pretend to like it.
What are you saying then?
I'd be happy to put it in B for your case for putting it in S, but it would be
B. That one's so much better than the ones we put into B.
it's not better than the last kit.
Yes, it is. It's miles better.
No
Are you joking?
way.
That is
Not a chance.
miles better than that previous kit.
Not a chance.
Oh, you are you're you're
Right, let's
you're
right,
you're joking.
let's park this one, right?
All right, all
We'll go
right.
to the next one because
The next one
we
was
know when it's
the
coming.
the first year of Lotus, and this was the kind of Lotus logo, with like the triangle rather than the writing.
Mhm.
It was our first year of Joma as well.
Yeah.
This was the one where we had that kind of green and yellow swells on the sleeves with the JD sponsor on the sleeve as well. Premier League. Daniel Farke sacking year.
Mm.
Dean
That's
Smith
normal.
enters year. Not good memories with this kit. Because we're going by home kits is difficult. This wasn't a great home kit, but I remember that year that black and blue one being really, really nice.
Yeah, the black and
That was
blue one.
lovely.
We had like a salmon pink one, didn't we?
Yeah, that was too
The
fluorescent
black
for what I
and
like in.
if this was, well, if people like it, we can do away kits. But if it was the black and blue one, I think that would be going into S tier.
100%. I think we need to do an away one soon as well
Yeah.
because there have been some
When
beautiful Norwich away
when the
kits.
away kit comes out, we'll get on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
This one, I think I'm gonna have to put it bottom of B, top of C.
yeah, I would have said bottom of B. I don't think it's better than the 2017, 2018.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
do think it's better than the 2013 one.
So the next one, 22, 23, Lotus in writing, faint green stripes, Joma. This, I think, is the best Norwich City kit of all time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's certainly the best one out of the ones we've come through.
It was the cleanest kit that I've seen in this whole
Certified,
thing that we've gone through. I think that nothing beats that kit.
no, certified S tier. I think I mean, the away kit of that season was also a certified S
Was
tier.
that burgundy one?
Yeah, with the gold
Yeah,
writing, and
unbelievable. The third kit,
the third kit was arguably S tier as well with the tie dye. It
yeah,
was what a
that was
time to be
that.
alive
Yeah, that was the best year Norwich had for kits to date.
ever.
The
Yeah,
whole free combo just was unbelievable. I remember at the time, like fans across England supporting other teams were raving about our
yeah.
kits that we done that year, and unbelievable. S tier all day long. Nothing's changing my mind on that. What about you?
No, it was. You could have whatever kit on there. I think that was easily S tier.
Yeah,
Leads us
agreed.
to this.
Last year's,
No, this year's. As in, it leads us into this year's. On where would we put that?
what, the Blakely one?
Yeah,
Well, you're missing last year's kit.
that was last year's, wasn't it? Oh no,
No,
no, it
we had.
wasn't. Oh
No, I was
no.
like, what are you on about? You missed it. You missed a year, mate.
Oh yeah, the hoops.
Yeah, the green and yellow hoops.
Putting it to the back of
Um,
my memory.
I'll be honest, at the time I wasn't really happy with it, but it just grew on me a little bit.
It definitely looked better in person than it did in the pro.
Yeah, it just, I don't, at the start I was, it's difficult because nothing was ever beaten that 22-23 kit, was it? Let's be real. So
Yeah,
whatever kit they probably produced last year was not going to get the same reaction as the year before because they had such a good year. But the 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 hoops, it grew on me, and I think it's just a solid B tier,
I would
if
agree.
not A.
No, I wouldn't go A, but I'd say it's definitely better than we've got the 2020. It could go top of B.
Yeah, I agree.
I would not be.
Near the top end of B. Yeah,
Let's put it at the top. Let's go for
yeah. And then that
it.
now leads us on to this year's kit, Chris,
What is
which
it?
is the new Joma Blakely sponsored kit. We spoke about it earlier. You either love it or you hate it at the end of the day. I quite like it. I think it's very, very neat. It's simple. It's straight to the point. It's great. I'm going to put it as an A.
It's basically, is it better than the fading kit?
Yes, it
I
is.
would agree on that. I'd be happy with it. Bottom of A.
Yeah, we can settle on that.
It's the
But
tier list.
no, it's not the tier list because you parked a bus on the one that I think is absolutely amazing, and you don't think it is.
Yeah, no, I was just hoping you'd forget about that, so we don't have
No,
to.
I'm not forgetting about that. We're going to come back to it, and we're going to put it in either S or A tier, Chris.
The best I can do you is bottom of A tier.
Do you know what? What we'll do is we'll let the listeners decide.
Yeah, I think
Right.
that's fair. Yeah,
I'm gonna go. Okay. I'm gonna go top of A, potentially lower end of S. Chris, what are you saying?
I would put it as top of C.
The kit in question, it's a 20 to 21 kit, the lockdown season kit.
We'll put a
Dapper Bet,
poll up.
Emmy Buendia. We'll put a poll up. Answer on the poll what you think it is. I think Chris has had an absolute stinker here, but let us know what you think down in the poll, and we'll be speaking about this next pod. And I cannot wait to prove to you how much of a nice kit this was.
Emmy Bundy and Mems are going to come into play, aren't they? And I'm
Well,
thinking I'm going to get sorted.
but um, and as always, follow us on the
Oh, Luke,
eh,
I've just seen something.
what?
Dale doesn't follow us.
Oh no.
He hasn't. He hasn't obeyed by the rules. We
Does
we
that mean a redraw?
I think it might have to because I can't even message him.
So Dale, do you know where I said follow the simple instructions?
He hasn't.
You haven't.
I think we're going to have to redraw. This is drama, isn't it?
I didn't need this, my friend.
Right, I'm going to redraw now.
Okay, you
I'm
do that, my friend.
gonna film this as well. So right, redraw. It is Barney T underscore.
Is he following us?
Right, let's go. If he's not, this could go on for a while. Right, let's have a look. He is following us.
Barney,
So
you are the winner, my friend.
well done, Barney. God, that was drama that I did not need in my life.
Why?
Um,
What? How on earth have we literally had a VAR check on our first competition?
it literally says like, retweet, and follow. That's all you had to do.
Hmm.
Right. Well, Barney, once you've listened to this podcast, drop
Yeah.
us a message and
Follow
then
these simple
yeah,
instructions.
pick your size. We'll get it sorted for you. And then if we don't hear from you, then we will reach out from you. Even though Luke is saying that you should be listening to the pod, we will reach out to you.
No, definitely we'll reach out to you. Thank you all that entered. As I said, we'll definitely be doing some more giveaways in the future as well. Probably the away and third kit as well. Thank you all for the support the last week or so. It's been absolutely immense, and I'll be the first to say, me and Chris are absolutely loving this at the moment, and there'll be plenty more content to come from us. Follow us on X, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram and all the socials.
Subscribe on YouTube as well.
Yeah, well done, Chris. But before we round off with our question, is there anything else you want to add, my man?
No, absolutely not. Just echo what you say. The support last few weeks has been crazy. That giveaway support, I think, was mind blowing. I don't think either of us thought. I think it ended on like over 400 entries or something.
Yeah,
So yeah, just thank you to everyone. We're absolutely loving life doing this. Like it's all we talk about. It's a bit sad actually at this point. But
love it. It's absolutely great, and I can't wait to film more podcasts, and hopefully, obviously, when the games do start, a few match day vlogs as well. I think that'd be good. And what will be funny is two different perspectives of the ground because me and Chris are completely different ends to each other. So, which is a good thing because you'll probably get the goals from each end nice and close. So, um, yeah. So. Thank you, Chris Milan. It's been a pleasure. Looking forward to the next pod being recorded. And like always, we'll end on a question. Make sure you answer with a chance to be given a shout out at the start of the next pod. And the question this week is: before the COVID-19 pandemic resulted in a break in the 2019-2020 football season, Who was the last player to score in the game for Norwich City? I'll let you have a think about that one. Thank you all for listening. See you all in the next one.